Sparty's back. Today's video is focusing on Vergil, although this might not look like Vergil. Once again, shout out to Xeno_TG for the awesome Halloween mod pack. I'll link that down below to a link to Xeno's Twitter and the post they made about it. Shout outs to them. But today the focus is on how do we OTG into Vergil and then get the teleport down trick into his super jump heavy, or even jump light or medium, depending on how fast you want to do that. How do you get that timing down? And I've got to say, I think the number one reason that people struggle with this is because simply they haven't practiced enough with Vergil. The answer is practice more. But the tip really here is understand that he has a window to cancel his teleport in, and it's actually quite low. You see how low I am there to the ground? Well, if I teleport this high, I've wasted much more time. If I'm already on my way down, look, you can be on the way down when you teleport. So not all teleports are built equal. So the first thing you need to learn is, what's the lowest height? What's the lowest height? And keep trying different heights here. What's the lowest height that you can teleport out of this? And you want to learn that timing. You want to keep doing it over and over again. And obviously, I'm doing it out of X Factor right now. I'd recommend that to begin with, you try and learn that timing in X Factor, because it's going to change. You're going to have to do it sooner in X Factor, and you're going to have more time to convert in X Factor as well. And that's why it's important to start out in X Factor, just so you give yourself that little bit of freedom to learn it. X Factor and Devil Trigger make it very easy. So the first thing, when can you teleport down? And the reason why I think a lot of people sort of struggle with it is because what they do is they get an OTG situation like this. Oh, let me do it. And then they mash their teleport. And if I mash this teleport, let me just show you here. That one came out high. That one came out high. That one came out mid. That one was roughly mid as well. I'm at Devil Trigger now. That one was low though. Let's do it from the other side. I pressed it one time that time. If I mash it and I'm just trying to like press that button, it doesn't always come out the same height, and that leads to inconsistency and also drops, basically. Inconsistency is the killer of your combos. So first of all, you want to practice how soon can you teleport, and I want you to practice it 10 times over. Hit that teleport as low as possible in X Factor and Devil Trigger. Shit, I've got the timing for the X Factor 3 right now. In X Factor and Devil Trigger, hit it 10 times in a row. Make sure you're getting it as low as possible. Just hit it like that, as low as possible, and just keep going lower until you realize that it won't work at that height anymore if you're trying to do it too low. Because that allows you then as much time as possible to get the next part. And the next part is after your teleport down, how soon can you super jump? And all I want you to practice for the second part is X Factor and Devil Trigger once again, OTG and then super jump. OTG, teleport, super jump. OTG, teleport, super jump. That's all I want you to do. And then gradually just introduce you pressing like heavy. For example, if you're in X Factor level 3 with Devil Trigger, you are plenty fast enough to do OTG, teleport, heavy. OTG, teleport, heavy. And once you feel comfortable with that, I want you to try and loop that. So OTG, teleport, heavy. I'm going to run out of X Factor here. And Devil Trigger. Let me just reset. Devil Trigger and X Factor. OTG, teleport, heavy. OTG, teleport, heavy. Like this. And just loop it. You've got plenty of time for that heavy. You can do it into S as well. Like that. And that lets you just do a quick little series of damage there as well. You see how far this combo can go on for in X Factor 3 and Devil Trigger. It's really powerful. So your second thing is learn to figure out when you can super jump after that teleport down. So if you do your teleport down, when can you super jump? And the timing is different in different levels of X Factor and Devil Trigger. So you've just got to be aware that if you're practicing for a Dark Vergil, make sure you're practicing to be using X Factor level 3 and Devil Trigger. But, and this is part of where I'd take this next to develop your skills and be able to do this, you should be able to do this in just X Factor 3. Like so. Oh wait, I've not actually pressed that. I've just did Devil Trigger there. You can't do it in just Devil Trigger, but you can do it in just X Factor 3 and just X Factor 2. So if you're in X Factor 3, you can do OTG, and then if you get the jump, you can get a jump light pretty easily. So a jump light into jump heavy, and then do your S after it. You can also do this in X Factor level 2. So if I put it down to level 2. As long as you get that early teleport, you are pretty good to go. So if I do OTG, teleport, I said, you can often get that jump L. This is very tight, basically, in just X Factor level 2 with Devil Trigger. Sorry, without Devil Trigger. But you can also do it in X Factor 1 with Devil Trigger as well. So if you do it like this, I think you actually get a slightly greater speed boost out of X Factor 1 plus Devil Trigger than you do with just X Factor 2. So if you want to practice this on sort of like hard mode to make it as hard as possible as yourself, I think, I might not be correct here, I think I'm correct, overall the speed boost from just X Factor 2 is going to be the least, basically, so it's going to make this the hardest. And if you're practicing it on the hardest difficulty, that means that in X Factor level 3, when you go back to it, or X Factor level 2 with Devil Trigger, when you go back to that, your timing is going to be so easy because whatever the timing that you had, for X Factor level 2 on its own or X Factor level 1 with Devil Trigger, it's going to be easier because the teleport's going to come faster. You're going to be able to do it faster out of level 3 X Factor, and then you're going to be able to recover and super jump as well faster in level X Factor 3 and Devil Trigger. And that's not just important for being able to do it consistently. It's also extremely important if you're in some sort of match situation. Your last character is Vergil. You come in, you notice that they've not done a good setup on you, and you do something like this, and you need to hit them now and get your combo started. So you do something like this into your combo and make it happen. The fact that you've practiced it on a harder difficulty by doing it with X Factor 2 or X Factor 1 with Devil Trigger, it means that you're more able to convert. It means that you're less likely to drop, and that is key, basically. Consistency is key. So if I do that one more time, the way you might see in Shady K's video to convert this is to go into Devil Trigger, teleport over, and then do that there, like this. And then they're dead. They're already dead. Like, depending on the health of the character, Akuma's obviously 750k, or 725. 750, I think his health is. Very low, but if you're trying to do 1,000,000 damage off something like that, well, it's easy, basically. X Factor, go into Devil Trigger after a Helm Breaker, you can teleport over, and then you can make your conversion like that. Don't be a scrub, make sure you hit it like me, but this is part of the practice. I've not been practicing Dark Vergil because I've not really needed to play him recently. I've been focused on my Dormammu. So make sure you practice it, make sure you can hit this. The classic trope is hit it 10 times facing left, 10 times facing right, and if you can do that, you're going to be consistent with this. But remember, the lesson here is you're looking to check in X Factor and Devil Trigger just to begin with, how early can you teleport down, and after teleporting down, how early can you super jump? And I suppose there is a final component in after super jumping, after doing the super jump input, how early can you press your button on the way up? Well, the answer is pretty quick. It buffers it pretty much immediately after your super jump input there. And that's it for today, guys. So if you like these types of tutorials where I'm explaining something which might be obvious to a player who's been playing the game 10 years, and it's like, oh wow, yeah, that's so easy. You just do X Factor Devil Trigger and then you do some teleports and hit them again. Dead easy. Dark Vergil, piece of piss. No trouble. Piece of piss. Old players might think that that's simple. However, I know from learning fighting games that, and everything else, because I'm a teacher by trade, I know that something that seems simple to an expert or someone who's been playing this for a few years is actually very difficult to learn the first time for a lot of different reasons that may have been overlooked or forgotten by someone who's been playing the game for a long time. So if there are any aspects of the game that you're having trouble with, that you see other people hitting all day long, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what it is that you're interested in knowing how to do, and I'll do a short tutorial like this on it. Otherwise, if you like this video, leave me a like. If you want to see more of this content, hit me with that subscribe button. Otherwise, I've been Sparty. This has been a tutorial for Vergil, or Sam Rodriguez, as we have here. Shoutouts to Xeno. For today, peace. See you later.